Man.
All right, we're live, you guys.
What up?
Missing you. What was that?
Without You.
Without You.
Without You was the name of the video by Mark Gormley. He's like, if they were to take, like when they were trying to write the story of Napoleon Dynamite, like they must have known Mark Gormley, and then like, all right, kid, we got to make him more dorky, and like more skinny, scrawny, like a younger Mark Gormley. But I imagine he would have had a band back in the day and scored ladies.
You know he has more videos, right?
He does?
I didn't even look. When I watched it, I thought it was like a fucking Adult Swim video, you know, where they do those just like weird
cut-ins?
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of the bleed through on his hair with the green screen, because it's like green screen with like stock photos.
Yeah.
And like a thought I had was when the chick was, like when she sits up and smiles, is like when you walk up to like a friend's house and there's a dog on the porch and it like sits up and starts to growl and shows its teeth. That's what it reminded me of. But
Alex thinks it's his daughter.
I don't know, like, I mean, he was a little too old to be...
I mean, he was probably like pretending that she was a hot lady, but she's like, probably the only person in his life.
Who do we have in this, you know, that could be in this music
town
video?
that could add something to it. But what
she was like the token hot girl, you know, like...
Yeah. Like who he was thinking of.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I didn't even listen to the lyrics of the song.
There was a romantic connection there, I think. He was definitely talking about her, or someone similar to her.
Well, what were the lyrics? Do you remember what the lyrics were? I wasn't listening to that.
We can play it. For sure. Let's get...
The space happy Phil Thomas cat here. And this next music video is by singer-songwriter Mark Gormley.
He's got a sinus infection.
It's like some public access
shit.
We tried to make the music video that way as well.
Like the one preacher that would point with his middle finger that was on Tosh.
On the Uncharted Zone.
You know what I'm talking about?
I think so. She's on the beach.
It makes me think it's like a lake, because there's like no ripple whatsoever to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, yeah, you might be right about that.
That's what made me initially think, like, it smells of the Ozark type desperation, like the middle of nowhere, the middle of Hillbilliesville. And that could just be the name, the Gulf Coast, whatever.
I mean, the Gulf Coast is pretty, you know, there's a lot of shitty...
Yeah.
Okay.
he's not...
All by myself, no one to talk to. Think of you is all I can do.
You gotta love that synthesizer, though. This dude put this together.
It's not bad.
No. Like, the timing is there. He sounds kind of like Jethro Tull-ish.
Yeah.
Almost. But, like, just, like, how he rocks, and, like, the fact that he's wearing, like, fucking New Balances or Asics or whatever they are, with, like, the dad jeans and the tucked-in shirt. And, like, he stands, like, to one side kind of weird. But then, like, he's, like, looks off screen, like somebody's telling him, like, hey...
He's, like, marking time. He's just, like, marching.
Yeah. Like, he's got to piss. And then there's more, like, the same... It's, like... The video of the chick is the same loop.
It's the hot chick.
Yeah.
It's just like the only chick they knew.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
she was probably like,
well, she was...
I'll give you 10 seconds.
There's a part where you see her walk through a bar. See, she walks through a bar in a bikini, so it makes me think it's like, they're like, okay, she's a bikini model. She, like, does shows, whatever. So they're like, hey, would you want to be in a music video? This will blow up. I mean, not for fame. It's not going to do anything for you. But you'll be on a video that'll be viewed millions of times.
She definitely isn't the highlight of the video either.
No. Mark is. He's...
Like, if they just, like... the production value was better and like it was performed just a little better, like.
But then it would be mediocre. This is great. Like, would you have heard this? Would you think I would have came across this if it was better produced? If it wasn't so hacked together?
It's in a scary forest now.
Oh, yeah. Fucking forest in Romania where Voldemort was. Do you ever read any Harry Potter?
Harry Potter?
Yeah.
You read Harry Potter?
I did, yeah. I used to. I got bored with it.
No, I like the movies, but no, Harry Potter's cool.
I couldn't watch the movies.
I just didn't peg you for a Harry Potter person.
It's crazy, isn't it?
The guy who's never even seen Star Wars is into Harry Potter?
I wouldn't say I'm into Harry Potter, but I read the books, for sure. Like, they were pretty good.
Yeah. No, I like it.
They had nothing better than getting super stoned and then reading.
Dude, I was a fucking retard. I, read the first one, and I thought Hermione's name was Hermione or something. Fucking... Hermione.
But getting back to the Mark Gormley it's almost Harry Potter-esque how this video goes, because it goes from, stock footage of, just cuts to lakes or whatever bodies of water. The hot chick, which is the same footage, but then it, goes to, a moon base and then a picture of the Earth. It's just, every fucking world. It's weird.
So is that her, too?
Mm-hmm.
The same chick?
Almost falling down the stairs. Yeah.
So there's a couple others, but...
Mark Gormley is...
he's prolific.
He is. He, apparently he had a band or something, and he's like, I'm going to put some shit out there. So he put out, a few videos.
I wonder if he's on Wikipedia. If I'm okay.
I'm sure, but how much of that,
Where's he from? We gotta settle this, man. Singer-songwriter Mark Gormley.
Is he from Minnesota?
Pensacola, Florida.
Oh, you were right, Alex. Nice. I mean, it does match. Like you were saying, it was, it is fitting.
I mean, I lived in Georgia for a while. I had some trips down to Florida.
Yeah.
It's a weird place.
It's I don't know.
I've been to Tallahassee, which is northwest Florida.
It's not as weird, but it's still weird.
And then I've been to Cocoa Beach, was a totally different vibe. It's right by the Space Center. It's got more of a surf vibe and more the typical Florida pastel colored.
Yeah.
With the coconut trees and shit. But Tallahassee's more this mix between rural South and...
So it's kind of like hillbilly meets suburby.
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
Kind of Florida. I mean,
did you see the Florida Project? Is that what that movie was called?
The Florida Project?
It just won an Oscar, didn't it? Who was in it? What's his nuts?
Oh, that
William
guy?
Dafoe.
There we go.
Yeah, what's his nuts? He's a good guy.
It's like Tommy Tough Nuts. That's another one. Or the telephone tough guy. And you call him Tommy. Are you listening to Tommy Tough Nuts?
I don't know that.
I have no
Is that
idea.
from Jerky Boys or something?
No, it's just something I heard. Somebody had called somewhere, and I heard him talking over I heard it was through their phone. I was like, listen here, Tommy Tough Nuts, just because you're on the phone. And I started laughing.
I'm going to remember that. I'm going to use it. I'm stealing it.
Dude, the Jerky Boys were great back when they first came out. And, every radio DJ, when they did a prank phone call, it was the Jerky Boy voice. It's just terrible.
It's a long time ago.
The reactions are just great. You got paint work. You need paint work. Let's paint each other up. Say a prayer. Just throwing out fucking cliches. Just being dicks. Did you ever see their movie?
No.
Oh, they came out with a movie.
I didn't.
Brett Weir was in the movie. He was an actual superintendent across the way. It was pretty funny.
It was groundbreaking stuff, Crank Yankers couldn't have happened without it.
That was actually Jim Florentine. You know who that is? The guy that wrote that?
No.
He's a stand-up comic. Jim Florentine is a stand-up comic. He's friends with Jim Norton, who's also a stand-up comic, which I'm sure you've heard of.
Yeah.
And Jim were roommates at the time when Jim Florentine came up with the Crank Yankers theme, that whole thing. And Jim Norton was like, yeah, I remember hearing him recording it, you know, in the next room. And I left my room because I heard him say something. He's like, that's going to be the next big thing was, I got mail, yay. He's like, it's so goddamn catchy. He's like, that's going to fucking take off for you. And, you know, it did.
I forgot about that.
Dude, it's...
But now that you mentioned
it's like, it was so big. Everybody was like, yay, I got a mail, yay. But it was, it's like in the same vein as like Chip Chipperson shit. Like, it's all, like, there's certain things that grab on and hook, like, and catch everybody's attention for a few minutes, and that was one of them. Mark Gormley is another one of them. But I don't see him coming out with...
We should go chase him down, man. We should
take
a trip to Pensacola and be like Mark Gormley.
Dude, he'd probably kill us, and then we, you know, where our bodies are buried would be the next cut stock photo. So they're just pictures. Throughout the video, the stock photos are just GPS spots of where he's buried dead women.
Maybe it's like a J.D. Salinger thing. Like.
Oh my god.
The Pensacola Killer. It's the Green River Killer. Did you know about Gary Ridgway, the Green River Killer?
No.
So, the one fact I'll throw out there, besides the fact that he killed a bunch of women and buried them in different spots along the Green River, at his workplace, everyone called him, behind his back, called him Green River Gary. So, everybody joked about him being the Green River Killer, and he actually was the Green River Killer. I was watching this whole documentary about it, and that came to that part, and it made me laugh pretty hard. I was like, that's pretty right on. Like, you get an impression of somebody, but then that makes me question, like, everybody I've worked with that I thought was, like...
A chomo?
Yeah. I was like, huh.
That guy's got to be a chomo.
Huh.
Dude, that one's really picked up at work.
Chomo?
Yeah, I used it once, and everyone's like, what the fuck does that even mean? And they're like, I don't even care what it means. It's just funny to say. So everyone's just calling each other chomos now.
I like the shirts that spell out douche, but they have a picture of Che Guevara in the middle for the CHE in douche. You ever seen those?
No.
Douchebag?
That would catch me for a second to be like...
That's what caught me. I was like, yeah, that's clever. Do you know who Che Guevara was?
No.
The Cuban, when Fidel Castro took over Cuba, he was one of Castro's lieutenants, so then Castro sent him to South America to make other countries declare their independence. But he was like, you know, he's hailed as a humanitarian or whatever, but there was like, as soon as Fidel...
The Marxist hero.
Yeah. So, but what really came out was he was, you know, he ran a death squad. So when they took over, like anywhere they take over, they killed a bunch of people.
Well, I mean, you kind of have to.
Yeah, it's, you know, that's...
You got to get rid of those...
Look, I'm not saying it's one way or the other, but it's definitely not humanitarian.
You got to get rid of the bourgeois and, you know, the people that don't agree with you. And
yeah. When it comes back to the Tutsi and the Hutus.
Tutsi and the Maytals?
Where's that from?
Toots and the Hutus.
Tutsis and the Hutus. Have you ever seen Hotel Rwanda?
Yeah.
That's when the two different sects that were killing each other.
Who's that guy that was in it?
Don Cheadle.
No, the other guy.
Oh, the black guy?
The white guy.
I have
Nick Nolte.
Nick Nolte.
Was it Nick Nolte or Gary Busey? I think it was Gary Busey.
I do get those two confused more than I should. Do you know what happened to Gary Busey?
No, it could be Nick Nolte.
Do you know why Gary Busey looks like such a wreck?
He's a crackhead.
He was in a car accident and his head got crushed. Oh. So like they had to reconstruct his head. So that's why he's all retarded now. But is that Gary
brain
Busey?
Damage? I think it was Nick Nolte.
Nick Nolte has the ultimate mugshot. Like that'll never go away. You remember that?
I thought that was Gary Busey's mugshot.
No, that was Nick Nolte.
Really?
Man.
I don't know about this.
It's very...
They could have been separate at birth.
It's very Helen Keller and Frankish right now.
What was that from? Oh, shit.
Clerks? Clerks 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
so they mixed up Helen Keller and Anne Frank.
But Bert Kreischer actually did that. I talked about him on the last podcast. He went to Amsterdam. They went to the Anne Frank house. He thought it was Helen Keller the entire time. So he got really high beforehand, and he went and he was like, "This is terrible." But like, he was with, I guess, like 3 other people, and 2 of them were European, and 1 of them was from America, whatever. And he was like all pumped to go to the Helen Keller or the Anne Frank house. Like he was super pumped because he thought it was Helen Keller. This is gonna be great. I'm gonna be making jokes, and they're like, "Okay." So then he went, and he's like, "This is fucking terrible." This is fucking sad. It's like Porch Monkey. No, I'm taking it back.
I was just thinking about that. Clerks 2.
And then the donkey show.
Yeah.
At the end, it was classy. Some people say I sound like Randall.
You kind of do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You kind of do.
I get that a lot. When I worked at Tops, I would stand on top of the dairy coolers and I would do the Randall shuffle.
You can do the Randall shuffle.
Well, I did.
Do the Randall.
Where you just.
I mean, you gotta have a little swag to do the Randall, man.
That's why I got on top of the dairy cooler to do it, because it was like where you put all the milk, where you stack all the milk up. There was enough space for me to walk. Somebody was like, "Do the Randall shuffle," and I was like, so I climbed up on there. They're like, "You're fucking crazy."
I'm like, the Randall shuffle. It's just the Randall.
Is it?
It's just the Randall. It's not the truffle shuffle.
That's where.
And then the Randall.
It's like Nick Nolte and Frankish.
It is.
Yeah.
Anyway, genocide.
Did you know that Chunk, is that his name from the Goonies, did the Truffle Shuffle? Apparently he is an entertainment lawyer. Or like he's like an entertainment lawyer, and he's like super aggressive.
Does he like defend like child stars and shit?
No. Like he deals with contracts and shit, like negotiations, and he handled Bob Kelly's shit. Bob Kelly's another comedian, another stand-up comic. If you ever want any real good entertainment, look up Bob Kelly abuse, and there's like a whole bunch where they just bust on him for being fat and dumb. They talk about his he has a watch that, like the smartwatch, where you can reply to texts and talk through it, and they bust on him for that. But watching the Goonies really brings it back, man. I haven't seen that in so long. Isn't Feldog in that? Corey Feldman?
Yeah, dude.
Is Corey Haim in it too?
Still, like, is Corey Haim like the main character?
I can't remember.
I don't know.
He might be.
I don't know.
That's a whole nother subject, though.
Corey Feldman. I mean, he used to be so cool in the 80s. He was like
the man.
The cool kid. You know, it's like when you're a kid and you look at Corey Feldman. Like when you're 5 and you watch the Goonies, you're like, oh, Corey Feldman.
I want to be.
That guy's so cool, you know. But
actually, I wanted to be the Chinese kid or the Asian kid. Because he had all the cool things, like the teeth that shot out of his sleeves to grab the spike so he wouldn't fall on the other spike.
Yeah. Sean Astin was Mikey. Was he also in Lord of the Rings?
I have no idea. I haven't seen the Lord of the Rings movies. Are they any good?
You haven't seen Star Wars or Lord of the Rings?
No.
He just watched like fucking all of them.
Yeah, he's in Lord of the Rings, man. I did. The extended versions. They're like fucking.
You know what they should do? They should cast Corey Feldman in Lord of the Rings.
What is fucking
as Smeagol?
Goblin? Yeah. The Goblin. No, he's Smeagol.
My angels.
My angels.
Do you know about Corey's Angels?
Yeah. She did.
You don't know about Corey?
No.
So Corey Feldman, or Felddog, as he's referred to by
only the best people.
Yeah, I would have to say only the best people.
It's my fucking drink, asshole.
He has this thing in his house he set up. It's called Corey's Angels, where he rescues hot runaways, young girls. And they eat totally vegan, and they do these weird fucking music videos, like really odd.
It's so bad.
It's so bad it's good. Like almost like it's almost unwatchable. Almost. Yeah. Is that the live show or is that the video?
Yeah, it's the live show.
I mean, it's just so bad. Like he does the weird choreography.
Yeah, dude. When did he go wrong? Like, at what point did Corey Feldman just like
go off the deep end?
Yeah, because he was cool.
Probably when he was getting diddled by Michael Jackson.
Do you really think Michael Jackson?
Oh no! Don't turn that down. The vocals are the best part.
It's fucking terrible.
Oh, it gets better.
And they go to the fucking dubstep part.
Yeah.
Which is like heavy dubstep breakdown. Like, that's gonna. It's so deep.
He's terrible.
Oh.
But like, I started watching. Like, I watched one of the live TV interviews, and like, as they're talking to Corey, they're doing the interview back and forth. I like look at the different angels. There's one that was on the keyboards, and she's just like totally like, you see her face. She is not there at all. She's just like, just staring up into the distance. Like, how many credits did I have to get to the next thing, to get to the degree, so I don't have to live in this house anymore with this fucking lunatic and do these awful shows? Yeah, Corey Feldman.
I can't even watch this shit.
It's fine.
It's okay.
You get the idea.
You get the picture
I don't
after
know
the
why I
first
watched
0.3 seconds. So, I would say Corey Feldman went wrong when he, I think it was right after, was it The Burbs? Is it the one with Tom Hanks? A young Tom Hanks, Corey Haim's in it. Who else is in that fucking movie? It was The Burbs. I think it was right after that. He just got weird.
Well, then he did Lost Boys, which was like probably his last major role.
Oh, that was after The Burbs?
I don't know. Yeah, Lost Boys is after The Burbs.
I think it was right at the Lost Boys then. It was right about the time it got weird, like when the Hamster started, the Hamster being Corey Haim. So it's the two Corys, Corey Feldman and Corey Haim. Corey Haim apparently was getting butt fucked by movie producers all over the place, like just getting passed around like a soggy joint, I guess.
I mean, that's fucked up, dude.
Yeah.
That'd fuck anybody up.
Yeah, so then there's
I'm
Corey
sure
Feldman
Corey
saying,
Feldman had some shit.
Well, yeah, he's definitely a damaged guy. For sure. I mean, just look at him. He wears fucking Assassin's Creed clothing when he does videos. Like, just weird, just bizarre dude. And then, of course, the fact that he does, like, Michael Jackson-esque dance moves, but he claims they're hit. It's weird. It's just odd. You know? And then I guess there's a friend that Michael Jackson and him had in common named Majestic. And that's as much as I know about it. It just sounds weird.
Sometimes I'm not totally convinced that Michael Jackson was molesting kids. I just think he was just a fucking weirdo.
You know what I think? And this is where he plugged Joe Rogan, because Joe Rogan has a theory that I happen to believe more so than anything else. Michael Jackson was a castrato. You ever heard of castrato?
Castrated.
Yeah. No. Castrato was a certain way. Okay, so...
Didn't they castrate the kid or something to make
To sing. For singing.
The boy
right?
would sing, and they would go, oh, you get a great voice, we're going to cut your balls off so you can be a castrato. You'll be able to hit weird notes that no one else can hit. I think that's what it was. Did he finger kids? Probably. Did he fillet kids? I don't know. But I think there was some weird shit going on there.
I don't know. He was just really eccentric guy. I don't know. I don't want to believe that he did for some reason. It's just, I don't know. He's such a weirdo.
One way or another, man. I don't have a dog in this fight. But I think, dude, I don't know, man. Weird shit.
I mean,
could have gone on.
He could have. He could have, but I don't know.
Look, all I'm saying is the rumors are there. Weird shit went down because it went to court. And look at Bill Cosby.
Okay.
Rumors were always there. Now look at him. Do you think he wears a contact lens that like clouds his eyes so you can be like, oh, I'm blind? Cultivate some sympathy.
Bill Cosby.
He had the balls to get on stage somewhere. Like right after his mistrial. Was it a mistrial? It was a mistrial, right? Yeah.
I think
So right after his mistrial, he's out doing stand up.
Does he just like justify it somehow in his mind, where he's like, that was okay because I drugged him, as opposed to just like,
you know what I think it is? His ego, man. I think his ego helps him justify it. Oh, I went on stage and I did that bit all those years. All those people laughed at the Spanish fly bit. You ever heard the Spanish fly bit?
Probably.
He talks about dropping something in a girl's drink that knocks her out so that you can fuck her. That's basically it. He talks about what he was doing with Quaaludes. He was drugging women and raping them while they're passed out. So I think that in his fucked up head, he thinks that it's okay. Cause,
he thinks that was approval because he got that validation.
There you go. Validated. Everyone laughed. Thought it was great. It must be normal. And what comic is a normal human being?
Yeah.
What good comic is a normal human being?
Yeah.
Look at John Belushi.
Mm-hmm.
What was it when they were shooting Blues Brothers? They finished shooting and John Belushi disappeared for 2-3 days, and they had to go search for him in Chicago or wherever the fuck it was, and they found him. They had to canvass the neighborhood, knock on every door, hey, is John Belushi here? He was sleeping on a family's couch. He just walked in after partying for 2 days. Hi, I'm John Belushi, and then went to sleep on the couch.
Wow.
Imagine
having that kind of freedom in your life.
Or Chris Farley. Chris Farley was another one that was fucked up but a comedic genius.
Yeah.
Did you ever see him? I think it was David Letterman. He got into a 3-point stance and talked football because he used to play football, and he's doing the hand motion, the torso movement. So you get into a 3-point stance, you gotta hit him, you come up. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. Just how animated he was physically. He did the opposite Patrick Swayze Chippendales audition, which was hilarious. And then Tommy Boy and Black Sheep and all that shit. But he was, hookers and cocaine, hookers and crack. Well, that's how he went out.
So go out in a blaze of glory, man. That's okay. What happened to Carrot Top? I mean, he was never funny to begin with.
Oh, dude, he's ripped now.
But he's all fucked up looking.
Well, yeah, he's fucking plastic surgery. Plus, Carrot Top was never a good-looking guy.
No, but...
Oh, man. I think he does Vegas. He's got, a room in Vegas or some shit where he does
Probably that's
shows.
The only place that...
Hey, let's go see some prop comedy. I mean, I'm not down on the guy.
No.
I just, I don't think I would sit down and watch some Carrot Top.
There's that guy that used to smash watermelons.
Gallagher. Yeah. Gallagher was... I mean, you went there for the mess. I remember one of his jokes was he had the huge mallet. He'd be like, oh, and for the kids, you could hollow it out and it could be your hash pipe. And he held it up like a hash pipe. It was the first time I'd ever seen anything edgy. So I thought it was pretty funny. I was like, oh my God, he's joking about drugs.
Yeah, he was kind of had that hippie comedy.
Edgy.
Yeah.
But then he was weird too. He was very eccentric.
I swear, did he wear bell bottoms and
he
overalls?
Hates the fact that we use so many different French words in our language. in English. Like, it's something that really bothered him.
In real life? Or
yeah. Like a sortie. He would get mad that people call it. It's a plane.
I've never heard that.
It's a type of plane. So it's, I hadn't either, and then I looked it up when I heard Gallagher talk about it, and he hated it. It bothered him, for whatever reason.
But it's not used in general conversation. Do people use that, or were they using it at some point?
No, but then he had some other examples, but none of them stick in my mind because they were like words that I had heard before.
I just get pissed off when people use French words in the kitchen because I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I've never went to culinary school. Good, we're gonna make an etouffee. Like, what the fuck is an etouffee? Like,
isn't that with rice and sausage?
Or something that's like smothered in the sauce. I had to look it up because I have to make it. But yeah, shrimp, rice. It's like
almost like a
Creole. Yeah.
See, he knows what
jambalaya.
I don't know what it is. And then I went to like fucking. It was like my first day of work when I was like the salad girl that you fell in love with. Like, it was like, how do you say green bean? Like, Vert, like.
Verde.
Harry Vert.
Herberts.
Herberts. And it was a ticket, and it was like, no Herbert. Like, you just fucking say green beans, asshole. Like.
That's what they are on the menu, though.
God. I need you to make a crudité, baby.
It's French.
Yeah.
Like, just tell me.
I
you
mean,
want a fucking vegetable
you know,
Maley, you're not making any friends slamming French over here. We're French Canadian now.
Yeah, I know. I think the French language
I'm an ignorant Polak.
We're also, I believe, Irish.
I'm Irish. You're Irish.
Yeah.
I'm
related.
Irish on both sides.
Yeah.
Like, I'm Irish on both sides.
So you're Irish and French Canadian, that's it?
And Italian.
Italian too?
On my mom's side.
No shit.
And German. Because, you know.
Why not? Yeah.
Because App is 100% German.
Is it?
Yeah.
No shit.
So.
Polish Asian.
No, my grandfather.
You're Polish and Asian? I'm Polish, French, Canadian, Irish.
I know so many
Italian.
Polish people. Like so many of my friends are Polish. It's like, I guess I like Polish people. They're all right.
Well, I mean, to be
We're
honest,
also in Cleveland.
I know.
So
yeah. To be honest,
we're
like,
fucking everywhere.
what was it? Across the street from Uncle Frank's old office, there's the mural, Welcome to the Polish Village.
Yeah, with the, show them your turkey tattoo, your Polish turkey.
Shut the fuck up.
Gobble, gobble. Wow, look at that. It's okay. Josiah's got a tattoo of a yellow car on the inside of his bicep. Because, do you remember when I was driving that yellow Toyota?
Yeah. Was it a hatchback?
Yeah, I sold it to him. So
you
then he got the tattoo. Yeah, I sold them both to him for like $100 or something. They're still up the street if you want to see them. You want to say hi?
So you got him tattooed. You liked him that much?
Yeah, apparently he loved that car. There was one time Janina found him passed out in the driveway. He was like just fucking passed the fuck out, knocked the fuck out. And he had one foot outside the door of the car. And he had in his fingers, he had a cigarette butt, and then the line of ash where the cigarette had burned down and landed on his pants. Like, one morning I woke up and he was passed out on the front porch with his boots off and an empty bowl of cereal and spoon on his chest. Yeah. There was one time we were partying in the back. We used to party in this garage in the summertime before it got filled with bullshit, and he was trashed. And I, like, out of the corner of my eye, I see him, like, move his hand to grab his cigarette, and I just see his cigarette explode into red sparks at nighttime. And I started laughing. He was so shit-faced, he went to go grab his cigarette, and he just, like, smashed it into his face.
I would always just light my cigarette backwards.
Sometimes people would do that.
I remember one time I did it like 3 times in a row. And I was like trying to hide it from people too. I'm like, did you just do that again? No. My cigarettes are fucked up. There's something wrong with my cigarettes.
Yeah.
Like,
just turn the filter off.
At that
point you have to, because if you commit to lighting the cigarette the wrong way, then it's melted together and you can't smoke it through the filter anyways.
God.
But
I'm so fucking dumb sometimes.
there's the one video of the kid passed out and he's got his mouth open while he's sleeping and it's close up of his face. And his friends put a cigarette in his mouth and then he chews it out. He like eats it while he's sleeping. It's like the video of the kid that stuck there's a black kid and it's like a video close up of an outlet in his face and he's putting a metal, it looks like a compass, into an outlet and he's like, that's as far as it goes. And then all of a sudden you see like blue connect, like his nostrils light up blue, his eyes light up blue, his mouth lights up blue, and everybody in the video is like, oh shit, and they all scatter, but they're all laughing and going, oh shit, because this is clearly a classroom setting.
Was he?
I have no idea. I just know he was lit up, like everything fucking lit up, like every orifice lit up blue. And that's the noise that he made. It was like, and it was, he put it all the way in, and then he pulled it out a little bit, and that's when it connected, when it completed the circuit, frying him.
What an idiot, dude.
Like, I don't know anybody that ever did that.
What I did something kind of like that. I took a pencil and bent a paper clip and stuck it in the eraser. So it's like a
yeah, there's an insulator, yeah.
Yeah, so I put it in the outlet in the class at school, and like it like shorted out the lights for a second.
Yeah.
And somehow the teacher knew it was me without even looking at me.
Because you had the oh shit look on your face.
What did you do? Like, science experiment.
I wanted to see if I could cook this eraser.
It was biology class, so it was like, you know.
Oh man.
Science.
I remember one year we hatched chickens from eggs. That was pretty cool.
Chickens?
Yeah. Little baby chicks.
Yeah. What did happen to them afterwards?
The science teacher was a farmer. I imagine they went on to live a short life before getting their necks ringed and then chopped.
Chickens are dumb. They deserve to die.
Yeah, they're pretty stupid, but they do eat more than just grain. They'll omnivores.
Was you talking about they're eating like pinkies? Like the little mice?
Oh, do they eat whole mice?
No, I heard that on a pod. I think I heard that on Joe Rogan.
They eat everything, man.
Little mice, dude.
They'll eat whole, like, big mice. If they catch a mouse, they'll fucking chop it. Dude, chickens are vicious fucking animals.
Oh, they're assholes. It was fucking sweet, though. My parents, like, I'm from Oberlin. They were living in Oberlin. They had like about 20 chickens that would just, like, run around the yard. And they would just roost at night or whatever. And when I was doing drugs, like, I didn't have money for food. So I just fucking break into the chicken coop in the middle of the night, steal eggs for dinner, and then go over to the community garden and, like, get peppers and shit. But they'll go after you. My parents had turkeys, too, and I remember they were loading the turkeys up to go get them turned into Thanksgiving dinner, and you have to starve them for, like, 48 hours before you can go get them put down. Like, they need to empty out their stomachs, and they were trying to put it in the back end of the truck. The turkey's walking down the driveway, fucking swallowing rocks. Like, it was so hungry.
Dude,
looks like foie gras, right? Was that how you say it?
Foie gras?
I'm sick of this shit.
Do you know how they make it?
They just, like, shove, like,
force
seeds
feed
in their mouth?
Yeah, but these geese crowd the food truck. Like, they know it's coming. They know they're getting overfed, but they still run to the truck.
I'm not a big fan of goose liver, dude.
I've had it, but
I'm not a big liver fan.
Yeah, I mean, I worked at West Side Market, and I would have to cut beef liver, and it smelled like piss.
I mean, it's okay with the Chianti, but...
Yeah.
You know.
Some fava beans.
In general.
Oh, man. The guilty look on your face probably told on you when you stuck the thing in the outlet.
He didn't even turn around.
What, he said, Mr. App, was that you?
App, what did you do?
I was a cop. When I was a cop, you have to go through like a 90-day cycle where you train 30 days with one officer, then another one before you become fully fledged part of that department. And I was riding, it was like the last day or two with one of the veteran cops. And we like did a left at the light. And as we were completing the left-hand turn, both of us looked over to the left, and this kid in this car, and he couldn't have been more than like 19, 18, had the most like, I'm so guilty right now look on his face that we just kept driving, but we were laughing about it for like 20 minutes. Like, if we pulled him over, we would have just been like, where are the drugs at? And he would have been like, right here. I'm sorry. But it was so funny, like, the look on his face was just oh, fuck, it's the cops. It's the cops.
Could have been all geeked out and just like...
Oh, man. There's so many stories where you're just like, why are you nervous? I've got a bunch of crack and a bunch of warrants. And you're just like, oh, my God. You know how much paperwork this is going to be? You're such a dick.
Just don't say anything.
Just lie for longer, like Tom Segura says. He's watching First 48, and he's like, they're just like, so who killed him? I don't know. Come on, you can tell us. Okay, I killed him. Like, you just lie for longer. Ask for a lawyer. They'll quit. But guys just admit shit. Like, just so dumb. But, yeah, I would like to see Mark Gormley come out and do, like, a live show tour. I think he would, like, if you got, like, a bunch of different small venues.
He's probably autistic or something.
Yeah, it's possible. With that outfit.
I mean, you know, maybe he's just, like, he's talented, but he just can't get himself out there socially. Yeah.
It's got that whole stage fright thing. But then is it like a one-man band? Is he like doing it all, like recording all of it separately and then putting it together? And then singing to it? And then doing the video? Because I don't think the video is live. I hate to say it. They don't...
Let's go to his Wikipedia.
I bet it's all him.
It could be. He could be like Primus. Dude. Primus going on tour with Mark Gormley. Who opens for who? You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure Les Claypool would give the honors.
I would yeah.
For sure. Like, okay. Wow. You have like a very thorough Wikipedia on this guy. This is weird. Like, jeez.
I would look at it, but then I would be busy reading. Man, it's very in depth, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Like, does it have where he went to school, what he did, and?
I mean, not that detailed, but let's see. He learned to play guitar as a teenager and wrote a number of original compositions in the mid-'70s. His influences are Led Zeppelin, Bob Dylan, Rush, Jimi Hendrix, James Taylor, Boston.
Nice.
He was enlisted in the Marines.
Wow.
Stationed in Scotland, where he recorded a demo for his songs, but was unable to gain a record contract.
Maybe he's gonna be like the next Rodriguez.
Who?
Rodriguez. Remember that documentary I made you watch? That guy who, like that soul singer who got really popular in South Africa just because somebody took a plane to South Africa and just happened to have a record, and he was like huge shit, and he's like walking around Detroit and he doesn't have money or anything, and like doesn't get discovered. Loves him,
yeah.
He has no idea that everybody loves him in South Africa, and then he doesn't get big until like 30 years later. It's a good documentary.
I guess Weird Al did an impression of him.
He did?
Yeah.
Weird Al.
You do an impression of something that's already a joke.
Yeah. Weird Al has never done anything bad in his entire career.
No, he hasn't put out one stinker, I don't think.
No.
Do you remember when he had that? Didn't he have a movie?
UHF.
What's that?
Yeah, what are they, the radio station?
Yeah.
And Michael Richards was in it.
I used to get him when I was younger. I used to get him and Howard Stern confused. Because they had the same hair.
I don't know. I used to get Howard Stern and Joey Ramone. They were very similar.
No. You used to get Nick Nolte and fucking Gary Busey confused.
Helen Keller
I
and
still
Frank.
do.
Yeah. You ever seen the movie Warrior?
No.
Warrior.
With Nick Nolte. Nick Nolte's in it. Tom Hardy.
No.
It's about... I don't know if it's a true story or whatever.
It's about a fighter or something?
Yeah. Two brothers that fight. They wind up fighting in the UFC back when it was fucking sign up. Doesn't matter if you actually know how to fight or you don't. You know, that one boxer came out with one hand in a glove and one hand not in a glove and got choked out by... Or he didn't even get choked out. He was just in a bad position and he tapped. He, panicked.
Were they doing bare knuckle for a while? I can't even remember it.
Yeah, when it first came out, what made me keep watching it was the very first one. I forget who it was fighting, but this dude got kicked in the face. And, he got kicked in the face and a tooth flew out of his mouth and out of the ring. I was like, oh my God, this is really fighting. Some guys would get a bare knuckle. One guy had a ponytail, had a braid, had his hair in a braid, but the sides and the back were shaved. He was Hawaiian. Hoist Gracie, who was maybe 180 pounds, was fighting this 240-pound monster with a fucking ponytail. Hoist Gracie used that ponytail to hold his head still while he elbowed him until his ponytail pulled out.
Jesus.
Yeah, one guy, I forget his name, but he was punching another dude, right in the cup. So, I don't know what's worse, getting punched in the balls or getting punched in the cup.
So they had no rules, no weight divisions, just
Dude, that's my uncle does it, or my dad's
You couldn't
cousin.
eye gouge, and you couldn't, punch to the throat or the neck. No blows to the,
He'd go in the ring with a fucking staple gun and just staple himself over and over and over again in the skull.
He's
doing the same.
He does wrestling,
no, but he would he would start. he called himself a bleeder or something, and he would go and just do fucked up shit, fucking peel his scalp off his head and then just fight people. He's the one who gave me my fucking turkey tattoo.
Nice.
And I was flinching when he was giving it to me, and he took the tattoo gun and stabbed me in the palm. And he's like, "Don't fucking move again." And my dad was watching, and he just laughed. He's like, "You heard your uncle. Don't fucking move again." Stab me with the tattoo gun.
Well, I mean,
it's
a rite of passage.
Yeah, probably shouldn't have moved. Yeah.
It's fucking crazy though.
The UFC, I thought it was going to be pro wrestling. I was like, what's this bullshit? But then I actually watched it and I was like, wow, these guys actually fight. There was this 50-something-year-old black dude that was a karate practitioner. He was actually a good fighter. But Dan Severn, this guy was just a wrestler. They just threw two guys in and they ring the bell, ding, and then they fight. Tank Abbott. Do you remember Tank Abbott?
Yeah.
Do you know Tank Abbott was a big fat hillbilly that would fight anybody, anywhere, for anything. Pretty much. And he wound up he would just come in and just blast dudes. He's just a big fat hillbilly, way out of shape. And it used to be they would start off with 20 guys, and then everybody would fight, and then 10 guys would win because 10 guys would lose. So then there would be 5 fights with 5 winners, and then, they would keep reducing it down until there was one guy standing. They would have to fight multiple times every night. And this one guy, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, that's where Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu came from. So Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was Royce Gracie being maybe 180 pounds and 5'8", like my size, your size, tiny in comparison, but going out and he like choked everybody, broke everybody's arm for like 5, 6, 7, 8 UFCs
like,
in a row.
Shit, we gotta
learn
training
it. Yeah,
jiu-jitsu, and now it's
fucking insane.
Everybody does jiu-jitsu.
Now it's goddamn oblique kicks.
Oblique kicks.
Yeah, a kick to the front of the knee.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I gotta watch some of those old UFCs, man.
They're fucking classic.
Download some because it seemed just like freak shows, just like brutal.
It was the first time I'd ever seen like an actual, other than in a bar fight, like other than like watching like a CCTV, because at the time the internet was still relatively young. It was there, but you know, unless you were on like a BitShare, a torrent sharing network, YouTube really wasn't there.
No.
You know, so Facebook wasn't there. MySpace was just coming out.
It's hard to remember.
Oh my god!
The internet, just like how different it was back then, because we didn't have social media, or I mean, like YouTube.
We didn't have computers in our hands.
I mean, the internet today is like YouTube, Google, Facebook, Twitter, and it's like that defines the internet today. But like back then,
dude, I had my
we didn't have shit.
Neopets.
We had like Instant Messenger,
dial-up,
IM, AIM, Neopets, MySpace. Neopets. That's all I needed.
I remember Gigapets. You remember those?
I had those too.
Tamagotchis.
I had any kind of pet. Neopet, Gigapet, Pokemon, Beanie Babies.
Oh, the Beanie Babies. Boom and bust.
That's where all the money is, man.
Yeah. God, you
gotta hold on to those Beanie Babies.
There's a handful.
Dude, those Beanie Babies, I blame that for my drug addiction. Like, that's where it all started. Was fucking Beanie Baby
there is a handful of assholes still out there hoarding Beanie Babies, going, no, these are gonna be valuable again, and like, no.
Well, there's like shit floating around the internet. It's like, oh, this is worth $5,000.
Yeah.
Princess Diana.
Is it only $5,000 because you say it's $5,000?
I think it's a lie.
Have, like, some.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's like gold where
it's
keeps
its own
value.
cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
Beanie Baby crypto.
Beanie
Pogs.
Baby blockchain.
There you go, man. You could do just
holy
blockchain
alliteration.
anything. Just
God damn, man.
Holy alliteration.
Like, how does... So, cryptocurrency. So, basically, all a government would have to do is just block access to the site and everybody would be fucked.
Well, it's not that easy, because internet service providers control access to the sites. I mean, the government can persuade a private company to shut down access to that site, but the government doesn't control the internet. Like, it doesn't have a switch.
Yeah.
It can just shut down a website.
But they can set up bots to fucking crash ISPs, right?
I mean, they could, distribute denial of service, but I mean, they can pretty much just say, hey, internet service provider, you're going to shut down this site because we're going to take you to court if you don't, or, they got some national security issue.
Which I could see it being argued that, it's a national security issue, having cryptocurrencies becoming more and more prevalent. I could see how they try to articulate that. Absolutely.
Bitcoin's gay. I'm going to say it right now.
I mean, I didn't put any money in it.
Alright, mister. I, habitually checked it,
I did. Okay. I was like, okay.
You watched it on multiple apps on your phone, and, oh, really? It went up 25 cents! Oh!
Alex, I
for that month. That 1 month.
It was longer than a fucking month.
Alex, that sounded like a jilted lover. Bitcoin's gay. Stupid and dumb.
You're smack because you didn't make anything.
Yeah. 2 years ago, or 2 years ago, I had some Bitcoin.
Sold it, yeah.
No, I didn't sell it. I was
buying
purchasing
stuff
things
off the dark web. We just had more fun creeping around
Yeah,
Tower City looking for the
They had
Bitcoin,
the Bitcoin
ATM.
There is?
There
Yeah.
was.
Oh.
No.
And you could just, like, you get your serial number. It was like $250 for a Bitcoin.
Yeah.
2 years ago. And like,
Now it's what?
I saw it go up.
$8,000?
Yeah, it's about $8,000 now, but it was like $20,000 like 2 months ago.
My God. Hey, somebody's watching. Hi out there.
It's probably me because
could
I
be.
left my computer open at home and I have the...
Nice.
Do you?
Yeah.
I forgot my.
Well, I don't
computer
know, because it was like, so that one time I was sick and it was just you two and I was watching it or listening to it on YouTube. Is it going to be that same link every
Well,
time?
I don't know. I don't think it is.
'Cause I
I
don't-
think we're being dismissive to our one listener.
I think it's my computer.
Yeah, our one listener.
I think it's, we're broadcasting grilled cheese and Oscar and Russell back at home.
To our cats.
Yeah.
We're probably all like hunched over the computer like...
The glow of the screen is just like.
No. They
Yes,
probably
yes.
knocked a glass of water over on it because
Yeah.
cats are assholes.
That's what they do.
Yeah, no, Russell did that the other day, and I didn't talk to him all day. He was like visibly
He was
upset.
really sad. He was like.
I told him, I was like, I'm not talking to you today because you're an asshole, and
I
he
think-
was depressed.
Animals definitely read emotion, for sure.
Yeah.
That's definitely for sure, because like if you're scared of a dog, it'll be more likely to bite than not. Unless it's a dog that just bites. Then it's just a dog that bites.
Yeah.
Man
Yeah.
bites dog.
It
It just bites.
still doesn't have any teeth.
Vagina dentata. Did you ever see that movie Teeth?
I did not.
You should probably-
Dude, I
you should
can't
probably
talk
watch it.
about this because it makes me miss Pokemon.
Did you guys watch that
My
movie,
pincer.
13
Oh.
Cameras?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we did.
watched
We
it.
did.
Yeah, we did.
That
How
was
fucking
unexpected.
crazy was it?
It was cool. Like
kind-
I liked it because the ending wasn't what I expected it to be. I was like,
Yeah.
you know, like, oh, this girl's gonna with the pregnant. She's
Yeah.
gonna, get this guy or whatever. But no, like
It kind of made me think of Don't Breathe. The guy
you
with
see
the
Don't
fucking
Breathe.
I did
turkey
not see it.
baster. Oh my
So
god!
it's like this blind guy,
like Vietnam vet.
Vietnam vet. He's like kind of messed up. He has this, he keeps this chick chained up in the basement.
Okay.
Who I guess his daughter got murdered, and this chick like ran her over accidentally with her car.
Okay, so it's
And she's tied up in the basement, and there's this group of kids that
They're
young,
trying to
young
rob
adults that are trying to rob him, and they come across this young woman chained up in the basement. She's pregnant, and like this guy like comes down, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not a rapist," and blah blah blah, and he's got a fucking turkey baster with his fucking jizz
ooh.
because they
He's
let.
fucking knocking bitches up with it.
He's like, I'm not a rapist, and he's like about to shove it in her, and then like she kicks him or something, and then turkey baster ends up down his throat.
Oof.
It's like,
That movie was so good.
don't
Oh,
breathe,
isn't that Ron Perlman in there?
swallow. Ron Perlman? No,
He's not in that movie? I thought he was the old guy.
no. I mean, it's kind of a scrawnier Ron Perlman
Oh,
looking
okay.
guy.
Like a Kip version of Mark Gormley.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't Breathe. I'm going to have to check that one out. Yeah, I like 13 Cameras because he brushes his teeth with her toothbrush and puts it back. It's so gross.
Tastes like shit. I bet he like rubbed it on his butthole or something too before he put it back. He just didn't show
That
it.
guy was so nasty. And then he had the
Yeah.
cameras there, and you could see the one part was just like zipping up and like
Yeah,
puts the
throwing
towel to the side.
throwing the Kleenex
It's
to
like,
the
"All
side.
right, now time to
Put the hanky on
get
the
to
Yeah.
camera.
work.
Dude, how ripped was he though? That was fucking scary.
Ew,
He was a
it was
beast.
just,
He
It was a
ooh.
like, dude, what the fuck does he do to stay in shape like
He's
that?
just
Like, I want to when I'm that old, I want to look that ripped.
They're just like gnarled muscles.
Yeah.
Just like
But it was just his arms. I feel like his. Like,
no, he had a barrel chest. Man.
Yeah.
He
Did
was-
he? Didn't he
He
have a
was
gut though?
fucking ripped.
He ate fast food every day with those girls and the dog.
Well,
He ate fucking cheeseburgers every day.
Maybe that's a secret.
that is the secret.
Well, let's fucking go to Steak and Shake then.
Breathing with your mouth open and eating fucking Cheeseburgers. Bacon cheeseburgers.
Dude, I'm fucking set, man.
Sweet. Let's do it.
I'm mouth breathing right now.
Fucking mouth breather.
Fuck, man.
Dude, the other night we're sleeping and Alex goes to he just moves his hand and he has my bun on top of my head and he's like, "Oh, Oscar, I love you." He thinks it's the cat. And then he just pushes me away. He's like, "Yo,
You're not Oscar.
How dare you?"
And you're fucking snoring in my face.
That's the way it works.
Yeah.
Dude, I had chicken fried rice. And apparently they use carrots in it. I'm allergic to carrots. So I can't eat chicken fried rice anymore. It's bummed me out, man.
You're allergic to, I almost brought you some curried carrot soup, but I remember you had a zillion allergies, so.
Carrots being one of them.
Yeah.
So I had to go to the hospital because I woke up in the middle of the night and I was like,
couldn't breathe.
And I looked in the mirror and I was like, holy shit, dude, my uvula was fucking huge.
Oh, the little
ball thing hangs in your throat.
Your balls in your throat.
Yeah. That's why I sound like Randall. So I go in and I don't know if the doctor was trying to get me to admit to huffing duster or paint or whatever. But I'm like, yeah, why would my throat be like this? Why would I be choking on my own throat? And he's like, well, if you come into contact with any fumes of anything, and I'm like, other than exhaust fumes from a car or the cigarettes I smoke, no. He's like, well, if come into contact with any kind of cleaners or anything with any kind of fumes, and I'm like, no. If you want to ask me if I'm huffing shit, just ask me if I'm huffing shit. I'm not huffing shit. Yeah.
I mean, you do look like the type.
I do, especially since I cut off my beard.
Like, oh man. This guy's huffing fucking air duster and...
Well, it's the first thing they asked me when I was
Dustin.
my throat's swollen. They're like, do you drink alcohol? And I'm like, I mean, yeah, but not on a regular basis. I mean, I'm not 12-stepping, but I'm not drinking all the time, They, looked at me weird, and I'm like... I don't know, maybe it's how I perceive it, but I think they tend to think everybody that goes into the veteran hospital is fucked up on something.
Well, dude,
that would be
my profile, I go to any Cleveland clinic, I'm flagged. They're like, do not give this girl anything. You can give her Advil or ibuprofen, and that's it. I went in I was sick once. I think it was bronchitis or some shit, and I was trying to tell them, oh, don't, no opiates, don't give me codeine or anything. And they're like, don't worry. We know. We're not giving you shit.
Yeah. We'll give you a baby aspirin. And, I'm just glad I'm not allergic to anything else.
It's just carrots? I thought it was peaches or...
No, I meant on top of the million things I'm allergic to.
Oh.
You mean drugs?
Yeah. I'm sure that'll develop later on.
Man, if you get allergic to weed,
It's pretty much the only thing I'm not allergic to. Funnily enough, is cut grass. I was like, grass, cut grass. But trees, and people were like, "Oh, what type of trees?" I'm like, "No, trees. Just
trees.
If it's a tree, I'm allergic."
You're gonna be allergic to oxygen soon.
Yeah, here's hoping. Hold my breath. Do you know when you die from suffocation, it's not from a lack of oxygen, but an overabundance of carbon dioxide?
I mean, that makes sense.
What would...
I can't talk about CO2 poisoning, though, because it's an irrational fear of mine. So
carbon monoxide.
She's well, I mean, it's not irrational. It's rational.
Well, I take it too far. I had electrophobia for a little bit, too. I wouldn't plug my laptop in for a few months because I got electrocuted twice.
Well, I mean, that's just, wear shoes, don't have wet hands. You don't have to touch the prongs when they're going into the
still,
socket.
I still get freaked out. We were using that electric snake the other day, and you were like, "Mate, sure you don't get electrocuted."
Yeah,
I was
it was
like, I can't even do it.
Because my tub was
Yeah.
stuffed up.
Yeah, so you had to get the hair out.
But
it wasn't hair. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Look, it might have been.
It wasn't me.
But I had to go to Home Depot to get like the heavy duty one, the
Yeah.
electric one that plugs in the outlet. Like I have like 2 inches of standing water. Like I'm doing it over, and it's like if I dropped that, I'd be dead. But I was.
Well, I mean, were you barefoot in the tub?
No, I wasn't in the tub, but I was leaning over the tub, and I was very unstable.
If you dropped it and fell in, but I doubt it because
if my feet were. I wouldn't.
I don't know why it took us so long to like think about like let's scoop
maybe I
the
should
water,
drain the
scoop
tub.
the water into the toilet, and then do it.
Well, I mean, it's not natural. It's like when my son was really young. I think he was like 1.5. I was giving him a bath, and he was jumping in the tub, and then he shit in the tub. Like the first reaction I had was grab a cigar, throw it in the toilet, because what am I gonna do? Smash it down the drain? Like I can't, can't just let it sit in there.
Should we talk about Caddyshack? Yeah?
It's all right. You know, in that movie, they'd never say that it's a Baby Ruth. He just picks it up and takes a bite.
No, there's a part where she unwraps the Baby Ruth.
Oh, is there?
You see the wrapper.
No, there's like 2 kids, and one of them has a Baby Ruth.
Oh, okay.
Unwraps it. And
Duty! They called it Goff without the L. Fuck. Judge Smales is, I'm forever going to be laughing at that. Oh, Billy. It's a big one, Billy.
I think we're going to need the Billy Baroo.
Yeah. All right, we're at the hour. And we